It is more than time for change. It is more than time to put an end to gender-based violence, including the national tragedy of missing and murdered Indigenous women and girls. Because it is more than time to build a country where everyone is safe and where everyone's rights are respected and realized. Mr. Speaker, to find the way forward, we need only look around. From coast to coast to coast, people are coming together and saying, enough is enough. Students and parents, women and men. They're saying no to misogyny, to sexism, to hatred, and to discrimination. To the survivors, advocates, and everyday Canadians who have taken up this work, your courage is powerful, and we will always stand with you.
There were 14 of them, 14 smart young women filled with ambitions. They had a promising future. They had their whole life ahead of them. They deserved to have their whole life ahead of them. And those young women could never have guessed that a man's cruelty was about to rob them of what was most precious to them, their lives. On December 16th at the Polytechnique, in an unthinkable act of hatred and spite, he separated the men and the women and then began to shoot the women, murdering 14 and wounding many others. The names of those killed deserve to be read and honored. The victims of the Polytechnique were murdered or wounded by a man who targeted them simply because they were women. 30 years later, we pause on this day, December 6th, to mark the National Day of Remembrance and Action on Violence Against Women.
It's still horrific to think of these deaths. How young the women were and how much promise their lives held. But what continues to hit me today is how ordinary violence and the message it sends to women is. We need to stop putting the responsibility of being safe on women and girls and start putting that responsibility of respecting women on men. It means listening to women and believing them when they share their experiences. It means men working every day to become better feminist allies and holding other men to account for sexism and misogyny.